Hey, how are you guys? It's been a minute throughout Pesach. It took some time to get back. But we'll try to get back into it nice and slow. See what else we can share together, ideas to elevate ourselves. Try to see what new consciousness we can bring down to this world. So the author now is going to talk about the definition of trust. What does this even mean, trust? It's a very short chapter. In this very short chapter, the author will define the very essence of betuchen, as well as the primary factor that causes a person to have betuchen. The definition of trust. The essence of trust is the peace of mind of the person who has trust. So the main idea about trust is that trust should bring a person to have a peace of mind. That a person should be calm. That's what trust really gets down to. And that he relies on the person in whom he is trusting. That he, the person in whom he's trusting, will do the good and correct thing for him. The one who trusts in the matter regarding in which he is trusting him, according to his ability and knowledge to bring that which is good for him in actuality. So what does this mean to trust? I'm trusting in a person, or in God, or in the universe, or whatever it is that we're trusting, that whatever I'm trusting in is going to deliver the right services in the right way, in the right time, when it's needed. Trust is the peace of mind that a person has due to the trust he has placed in another. And that letter will do that he has entrusted him to do. So he's trusting that person will do what he requested to do. However, in order to have this peace of mind, he must be completely certain that the person he trusts will be good to him. So besides trusting the person, he's got to trust that that person has his best intentions to fulfill the task that the person is trusting the other person to do. But the main thing, as a result of which the trusting person will trust without, he will not trust, is that he is certain. So the main thing that a person trusts, that he should feel calm in this process of trusting, is that he is certain, number one, the person upon whom he is relying will follow through on that which he said and do what he promised to do. So number one, he trusts that that person is going to follow through completely with the instructions that he told that other person to do. Number two, the person he's trusting even has a mind to do good with him, that which he had never stipulated or assumed responsibility to do, and that he will do it as an act of gracious and kindness. So there's another step to trusting, right? So like, let's say you hire someone to do something, and then something comes up more than the actual job that you paid that person to do. You would hope that because you hired that person, even though there was a small part of the job that wasn't part of it, that person is actually going to fulfill that, even though you didn't know that problem might come up. So that's another level of trust. But why is the author talking about these two levels of trust? Is that when we trust in God, you don't have to go through all these levels. It's automatic, straight to the ultimate source of complete trust. Now the author is just explaining what trust is, but what it gets down to is that every person is going to find himself in certain situations, places, and life. Life continues, things happen, and people are always challenged with different things which they didn't see that is going to come up with. And that is exactly where trust really comes into the picture. When your life starts getting thrown around and you can't understand why, and you don't understand what's happening, that's exactly when you understand that this God, this universe that created everything, all these complicated, every grass and every tree and every species and every animal, and even us people, we're so complicated. There's so many, it's so deep. Every person is so deep. Everything is so deep. If we can't understand anything, why do we think that we have to understand exactly what's going on in our life right now? Why do you need to understand? Of course we want to understand, but maybe this is what we need to tap into. This is what trust really is. I don't understand, but I understand that I don't need to understand, because it would be impossible to understand everything. So, yeah, we breathe in trust, which is God's flow of energy straight to us, and every breath is special for us. And we breathe out fear and toxicity and whatever garbage we have inside. And this is a process. It's not a 5-minute breathwork class, or 5 days, or 5 years, or 50 years. But it's a place that we can tap into and go to anytime. And that is real trust. That is real success. That is real wealth. That's the only thing that's really real. If you can connect to something higher at any time, that is real. Everything else in the world comes and goes. So yeah. So this is basically the whole chapter. There's a lot of commentary. Let me see if I can get into anything. I'll read out the bottom lines. Bottom line: full trust demonstrates that you don't lack confidence in God's ability to help you. You don't lack confidence in God to help you. If God can create this world and thousands of species, and there's so many things going on, you trust that He'll figure out your little bump in the road as well. Now that God is your only hope, He has a reciprocal feeling of ensuring the best outcome. Because now that God knows that the person relies on God in that way, it's easier for God to fulfill, for the universe to give this person what he needs, because this person already is connected to that vessel. That's what he's saying here. So another bottom line: God bestows upon the man of trusting revealed goodness from the world to come, even if he might not be deserving. It says that a person that has trust, even in the world to come, he might get an easier way out because of being a person of trust. I'm not sure exactly what that means. It says here, that's a good way to finish off. Bottom line: trach gut wird sein gut. Think good would be good. And we gotta remember to think good, to believe good, and not let ourselves get dragged away with trying to understand everything that is going on in our bubble world. If you recognize that God is your only means of achieving results, and you develop that feeling to the point of full confidence that God will in fact fulfill your wish for a certain result, then God will surely grant it. It says that if a person 100% relies on God, it's 100% that the person is going to get it. The only reason why we don't get things in life is either it's not good for us, or we don't really believe that we're deserving of it, or that we could get it. You know, there's a lot of different blockages, but like trust will get you to the core root, ultimate pipeline, direct. And that's where a person wants to be. You want to have a direct connection. Wishing everyone well. I don't know how often I'll be doing this continuing. I'll try to do it maybe twice a week, put out a video or something like that, and see how the journey goes.